Welcome to the Uncle Hack Podcast, where dudes pretty much just talk dude shit.
Welcome to another episode of the Uncle Hack Podcast. Back at it again. Here we are. Stand-up dates, August 25th and 28th in Edmonton, Alberta at the comic strip. That's right, Big Dog taking the big stage. You thought I wouldn't get there, The millions of people that were trying to cancel me, You said I wasn't gonna make it, wasn't gonna make anything of myself. Got my own show going down at the comic strip, Myself, Brett Forte, taking the stage where some of the greatest have been. Patrice O'Neill, I'm talking about Shane Gillis, Intercontinental Champion of Roast Battles. Uncle Hack is going to don their stage. Well, yeah, that's right. August 25th and 28th, we will be there. Myself, Brett, Sam, Walker, the 5-time Roast Battle Champion. That's right. Respect is earned, not given. Tickets for that are actually on the Comic Strips website at the West Edmonton Mall, so you can get tickets to that on their website. And 2 show dates. It's a Thursday and a Sunday. I'm not that important enough to have my own weekend there. Very humbling. They said something in the ticket link. I'll have the ticket link down in the description down below. But it was like he's sold out almost every venue, which I like that backhanded comment on their behalf. I don't know who wrote the bio for it, but I laughed at that. That was great. Great show for you. Ahead of all the nonsense that's happening out there, Canada is looking to close down. They're finally coming public on monitoring your cell phone, your text messages, videos, group chats, all that. The Canadian government is finally coming public. You know, I have said now for quite some time that we're 10 years, maybe 5 to 10 years behind America on everything, right? We've seen it with COVID. We've seen it with pop culture, right? We're always just like 18 steps behind. We're always looking at Big Brother being like, what's cool now? What do we do? And finally, we got caught up with privacy terms and how they can like monitor. And now coming public with it is kind of hilarious as well. But for the first time, I have to admit I'm wrong on this podcast, because it's like what, since 2011 or 2001, sorry. So we're looking at 21 years. We're behind the curve, and this is a wonderful. This is how we're going to start the show. Sorry, we're going to start the show with the RCMP talking about their new spyware. Isn't that fun? CTV reporting. So you know it's true. You know that they would never lie because they put out great comedy. Concerns raised by privacy groups. And who do we got here with the story? All right, let's listen to these assholes speak to us.
For more on this, let's bring in senior political correspondent for CTV News Channel, Mike Lecouture. Okay, Mike, the Privacy Commissioner of Canada is testifying right now. What's he been saying about that RCMP technology and how it's being used?
Well, it's been used now for the past 15 years, but we're finally coming public with it. We got logs and rap sheets upon all of those that are starting to radicalize themselves just a little bit outside of the box, okay? We understand that there's a complete disdain for the current government, and we're trying to clamp down on it before it gets a little too out of hand. You know, the last thing we need is more bouncy castles out on Parliament Hill and possibly cleaning up the streets, handing out bowls of stew to the homeless. We don't need that. That's why we're going to monitor our Canadian citizens and ensure that they're safe. Another one of those. make sure that you're safe. We don't want you feeling a bit in danger, do you? Don't worry. Big Brother's going to take care of you.
Yeah, he's saying that there is some concern, and they just want to make sure that a PIA is done, and that's a privacy impact assessment.
Yes. See, you know the proper steps are being taken once you put an acronym in front of it. It's a PIA. Let me explain what a PIA is, because it's something that should concern you. It's something that's going to strip a little bit more rights out of your hands, but don't worry about it. It's a fancy acronym that I put in front of all this garbage that I'm about to tell you. So that way you believe that we're taking your safety, your concerns into consideration as we pass this law, so we can, pretty much illegally spy on you because we wrote a piece of paper and it went through Parliament. We want to make sure that everybody in this country is nice and safe, don't we? Don't we? No? Nobody? All right, I'll go fist myself.
Should be made a requirement, and he wants this to be in the new updated privacy laws that he says have been in desperate need of.
See, you got to listen to the language that these idiots use. They lay it for you just out there. It's right there in front of you, but we skim past it all the time. We just rip right past the words, the verbiage, the language used to explain what they're about to do is right there. Now, see, listen to what he says.
In desperate need of updating for some years now, the RCMP is not subject to those and some other.
Oh, sorry, I went ahead. Not bad. It should be made a requirement.
A requirement, and he wants this to be in the new updated privacy laws that he says have been in desperate need of updating for some years now. The RCMP
in desperate needs of updating. Oh, don't worry, it has your best interest in mind. And I hate the people that be like, they can look at my phone. I don't care. They can look at my phone. Yeah, well, you say that until you made a joke about the Holocaust, Until you say some things that could possibly put you behind bars, If you make a joke denying the Holocaust, you could go to jail with all your friends. See, I say that because it's a joke. There's laughter. I'm making people laugh now.
He is not subject to those and some other government organizations as well. So Philippe Dufresne was talking about this today before this committee when he was asked about this. And this is something that was revealed through documents that, as you're talking about, tabled in the House of Commons or in Parliament in June. And essentially what this has been revealing is that the RCMP can access microphones and cameras on phones belonging to suspects in major criminal investigations or suspects of national security investigations. And it's believed...
I wonder how much of this is tied to the Diagolon guys, Because some gentleman made a fake country, right? They made a fake country, put the House of Commons on its heels with it. Brilliant. These guys are this is the intelligence level that you can achieve to become a politician inside this border. Okay? It doesn't take much. Just a little bit of fear mongering. You put some evil out there. You talk about the evil that's surrounding you. And you make up a fake, pretty much a fake way on how you're going to tackle the issue that it's like, this is just a little something that we're going to talk about for a little while. We're not exactly going to do anything about it, but if it benefits us more than it benefits the public, then we'll push it through just a little bit quicker. For a fact they've been accessing your phone for numerous years. Can I track it back? No. Do I have all the inside scoop? No. Am I a conspiracy theorist? Yes. But it's very evident that your cell phone is now a piece that can be used. It's a tool that investigators can use to pop you on the crimes that it's fucking well known. We've all seen the old mafia movies, right? They were wiretapping a long time ago. Now they're just becoming public now to being like, we need to update all this because we're losing a lot of court cases because of illegal investigations. Simply probably what it is. Behind the Iron Curtain, we've lost too many court cases because the documents aren't updated, and we need to get on that right away so we can slam more of these fucks behind jail. And the fine folks of this country are becoming very, very angry with the current powers that be, which is hilarious. It's like, we'll just change the laws to accommodate us. We're not going to cater to them. Obviously the general public is very upset with the current conditions of the governing body, but are we going to change that? No, absolutely not. We are not going to do that because that shows weakness. That shows that we are willing to cave to the average human being and bend the knee towards them. And it shows that the people have more power and control than they actually think. So what do? We put the boot on their neck just a little bit more. Don't say anything fucked up on your phone. Don't do anything illegal because we'll tap into it.
That the RCMP were using the tools to primarily, quote, covertly and remotely access text messages and other private communications that couldn't be accessed with things like wiretaps or other less intrusive investigation techniques. So essentially, though, what the Privacy Commissioner was saying today is that if we do have these changes to the privacy laws, then we wouldn't need this special investigation. We wouldn't need this special committee. And he and his office would already have been involved in this.
Ooh, budget cuts. Budget cuts. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Because it would have gone through this privacy impact assessment because it would have been required. Have a listen to the commissioner now.
They have the potential of having impacts on privacy. And so they need to be looked at from that standpoint. There is a regime that allows that, and it is the regime of the privacy impacts assessment. And I would hope that this be made a legal obligation and that this be done early enough in the process so that we can course correct if needed, as opposed to doing it long after it's been started.
And essentially, Jenny was saying that it wouldn't be a surprise to people. And the fact is, he wants his office to be consulted more often, not less often, even when it comes to these types of things, so he can work with the RCMP on this very type of thing.
Yeah, just quickly, Mike, what are the biggest concerns then about this type of technology when it comes to people's privacy? Is it tracking? Is it in reading their private text messages? What is it?
Yeah, it's the use and the scope and making sure that that type of power that is in the hands of law enforcement isn't abused either, and making sure.
Well, as we've known, right? Police officers are very outstanding citizens. They swore an oath to protect you and I, and they do so. They do that day in, day out. Now, am I a fan of law enforcement? No. I'm not particularly a huge fan of law enforcement. I think that stems a lot from my youth and my influence. You see that in surrounding skateboard culture, any sort of, especially then, now it's so like corporate. I don't like it. There are aspects of it, but now it's just like, there's way too much, money involved. When skateboarding was just like, it was a fuck you back to almost like societal norms. You could step outside of the box and be a little bit different. And it was deemed, skateboarders they're punks. They're no-gooders. It was cool to be that. Now it's like, Your kid is taking skateboarding lessons to become a professional, where you just did it because it was fun and something you did with your friends to go smoke weed, drink beer, and just like kind of wreck yourself for the sport of it in a way. The camaraderie. Now it's my kid's going to be a professional skateboarder on the Nike team. It just gets like so disgusting. At that point, it takes all the like culture of it. It's evolved into this. Ugh. But there was a time when we would just be skateboarding around the metropolis of Tabor, Alberta, before we even had a skate park, okay? Well, we did have one, but they just cemented 4 rails in the ground, and they're like, what, you're not happy with that? I'm like, well, no, there's other things that we like to skate on. But you were always dealing with, like, the local police, security guards. Come on, you can't do that here. Didn't you read the sign? Signs everywhere, the sign. But it was always like a fuck you. And the music that was around it, there was anger, angst, very politicized punk rock music, like fuck authority, that surrounded the culture of skateboarding. And that just kind of like, it's like still in me every now and then, when you get fucked by the cops and just like trying to enjoy a hobby, if they would just leave you alone. It's not like we weren't running around damaging property or trying to smash things. That was after we got drunk. Once the skateboards got put away, then we got hammered and started running around town throwing fucking, I better not incriminate myself. It's also fucking, 16 years ago? I was a teenager running around being a nuisance. But you have that sense of like that inner fuck you. Fuck off. Leave me alone. No, we need to see what you're doing. It's like having a nosy fucking parent always over here. Where are you going? What are you doing? I'm going to my friend's house. Well, what are you going to do there? Text me when you get there. Call me when you get there. It's like, fuck me. Do you have no well, you might get a little squirrely and decide to go downtown and flip dumpsters. That's why I need to look inside your phone and your bank account and have access to every little thing that you do. It is. It's like having an overly protected mother that doesn't want their child exposed to anything outside of their home, He was a good Christian boy until he got a Marilyn Manson CD. Now look at him. Wearing all black and his hair's down to his ass. That's how it feels, It drives me mental. I have a complete... it eats me inside, drives me mental. I hate being told what to do. That's why I enjoy what I do now. I wake up, I write my fucking comedy. I still have structure to my life, but nobody tells me that, hey, you need to be at the job site at 8 a.m. I still have that structure to me. So it's not like I'm just sleeping till noon. I roll out of bed. Oh man, what am I going to do today? I don't have that attitude. I'm very regimented with my time. But I fucking hated when people would just, when you had like a higher up that would tell you what to do. It drove me nuts. I understood that that's just a chain of command sometimes. I understand the chain of command. I get that. But it's like when people put that pressure on you and they really lean into their position that they have on a job site or even like a position of power. Like we're seeing here with the cell phones and tapping into what you're up to. What are you doing? Are you a little bit of a radical? We better know exactly what you're up to. It just irritates me. Leave me be. Leave me the fuck alone. That's what drives me nuts. This whole time, like all through Corona. All through the pandemic, you've seen the utter like how disgusting humans can be. When where's your mask? So, you know what I mean? Doing that type of shit. Where's your mask? You got a little taste of it. To like finger point and browbeat people. And for some people, it probably felt good because they've been told what to do their whole life. And now finally, they get to shame people, tell them where to go and how to think, how to act. You don't trust the sage. And finally, now that it's over, It's back to normal. You have to interact with these people all over again. The relationships are weird. You know, there's like there's a clear tension between the two. So it is kind of funny, but it's like little things like this. Little things. It's not even a little thing. What am I saying? This is a big thing. This is kind of a big deal. Because now your privacy is being invaded once again. You were coerced into doing something that maybe you didn't want to do. Maybe you were for it, against it, when it came to getting the poison, getting the lead in your body, whatever it is. Fucking who cares? Now we're gonna strip away a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. That's what fucking irritates me. And everybody's fine with it. That's what gets me going. You know, I can't wrap my head around like how many people just want to ignore it and just let it. It's okay. It's okay. It's, you know, I want to be on the right side of history. And no, because it starts here and it'll strip back more and more and more. Wow, we better investigate him. He's getting a little crazy on Twitter. He's going against what we deem is appropriate behavior. And he has a bit of a following. We should make an example out of him. Simple things like this. I understand that, you know, cell phones were monitored long before this is coming into play. But there's definitely a shift then. Before we could tap your cell phone. Before you could just tap the cell phone and listen in on phone calls. But now you're looking at text messages and privacy groups. Now they get this, well, the law's got to change so they could fit the narrative. It's fucking nuts. It's mind-blowing how much control and power that governing bodies just want to have, especially when they're just handing it to someone like the RCMP. It's crazy. And and nobody cares. We're I think a little distracted. And I shouldn't even say it's a distraction. That it's more so you're a little bit worried about yourself. And as you should. And I'm not saying that, but as that's going on, you're trying to get things back in order. It's been a tough 2 years on everybody. I don't care, rich, poor, old, young, doesn't matter. There's effects of this that are now coming out. And now's the time as you're trying to sort your shit out of like, oh, fuck, I almost lost my house. Okay, I got to get a second job and start paying down those credit cards that I used to just get us through that little bit of a hump. That little bit of a grassy knoll that we had to get over, 2 weeks to flatten the curve, turned out to be a little bit of a Mount Kilimanjaro. And now I'm sorting my shit out. Now it's like, now these greedy fucks sit in the background and they're like, let's strip them of a little bit more. Fucking pricks. Fucking pricks.
That when you look at that privacy impact assessment, that it doesn't go beyond, and that is one of the biggest things.
Bullshit.
The privacy commissioner wants to make sure that they're addressing concerns from places like the Canadian Civil Liberties Association, and again, addressing the concerns before they get to the point of this being a surprise and then having to react to them afterwards.
Senior political correspondent for CTV News Channel, Mike Couture. Thanks, Mike.
Way to go, Michael. Great story here, say. Over here doing the Lord's reporting down with the CTV. Now we're going to head it over to CTV Roast Battle so you can enjoy some garbage content. I've yet to watch that. I couldn't fathom. I seen a little bit of the clips on it. I'll talk some shit on it. I don't fucking care. They're never going to book me, so what do I give a fuck, right? It's just a bunch of, you look like somebody if they had an abortion. You look like somebody if they had AIDS. That's the level that they're signing to those roast battles. It's fucking embarrassing. Embarrassing. Christ. Now, do I get it? Yeah, maybe if I watch the season, there's probably some good roasts on there. Is there? I heard. Okay, this is what I heard. is that, oh, now I'm talking shit. Anything Canadian media is trash, and you know it is. This is how this goes, okay? We got ourselves a little bit of an idea, but it's got to fit inside our standards here down at the Canadian television station. We got rules around here. We can't be stepping outside those boxes because then we might get snipped off from the Canadian government subsidies that they're handing down to us to make sure that this place doesn't close down. You understand me? So there's certain things that can't be said on this stage. Pussies. And I got ourselves a brilliant idea. We're going to bring down a massive Canadian celebrity so that way it can put a little bit of a staple on it. That way the Canadian people will enjoy this product that they give them. And I don't blame that Canadian celebrity one bit, okay? I don't put it on. Fuck me. If I made it, right? If I made it and I was Canada's hero that he got out. I celebrate that. And every time he comes back here, they're handing him a giant check. Wouldn't you come back? I'd come back. I'd take my giant check, flip him off, suck my nuts, and I'll see you when you get a new checkbook. Don't blame him one bit. But the trash that they fucking put out is just unbelievable. My God. Bring in some decent writers. At least, like, I'm surprised that they haven't got, like, Brett or Sam on that fucking show. That's what irritates me. Those fucking guys. Well, CTV, we got a little bit of power out here. We're going to flex our cock at these comics. Make sure they don't get bigger than what they need to get. Anyways, that's my rant for the day. I'll get that off my chest. One thing I'm noticing here on TikTok, okay, is everybody now just seems to have the answers to all your problems inside your relationship. I don't even know why I do fan questions anymore, okay? I don't know why I do it, because you can just turn to TikTok and every fucking asshole has an opinion. Or, every asshole does have an opinion, and I'm one of them, okay? But everybody right now seems to be a fucking relationship expert. Everybody just has all the answers to make sure that you can stay in love until you head to the grave with the bitch that you're with, right? Or the asshole. There's a few women that listen to this. Every fucking dweeb. 5 signs your relationship is worth keeping. These fucking nerds. The nerve of them to go on and be like, this is how you make sure that, and it's the most just simple advice. You'd have to be a fucking moron not to like, this isn't just natural to people. Is that where we're at? Like, some of the advice that they give is just like, is this guy for real? Is this guy for real? This is what he sat down. They all get like let me get nice lighting. They try and get these moods set. They deliver their lines like they're acting. Like this is their audition to get to the next step. All of them. The lighting's perfect. They put a soft, like, jazzy, romantic type beat behind them. Really set the tone. And it, like, I'm sorry. I don't mean to rag on this guy's looks, but I don't really want advice from some dweeb. Which is, I think, why that Andrew Tate guy, I don't know if any of you seen him, but he's that guy, Top G. Women are meant to serve men. And he just has all these like misogynistic, and I hate using that. This is feminist terminology that I'm using. He's a fucking misogynistic piece of shit. And dudes are getting jacked up because we haven't heard that in so long. Like I said, you've been told, you got to think this way. Don't be a man no more. Don't be a man no more. And then this guy breaks the mold, comes through, and he goes, fuck you, suck my dick. Women suck. Women's sports blows. And you're, he's doing it. If I said that, I'd lose my fucking job as a goddamn drywaller. I can't afford it. And then this guy just comes out of fucking nowhere with an RKO off the top ropes. He like stone cold stunner, the kingpin of feminism, told all these beta cocks to suck his cock while grabbing his dick, giving him the DX cross chop. And everybody's getting jacked up. They're like, yes, finally. Even though, like, no, you just want to hear it. That's all. You just wanted to hear it. Know somebody out there's doing it. Not necessarily you. You know, you don't have to be the guy to fucking to start screaming and yelling all that shit into a microphone.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Introducing Danger Cats Roast Battles Volume 6, starring your host, Brett Forte.
Yeah, but she doesn't need lip filler. That's kind of cool, right? Because she sucks so much her mouth is prolapsed.
5-time Roast Battle champion, Sam Walker.
The crown prince of glory holes. This guy's such a he could suck a bowling ball up an elevator shaft. Real recognizes real.
And your current champion, Uncle Hack.
Dan used to be a police officer. Now he's just a bloated pig.
All your insults in one place. No need for watered-down roasts. Enjoy disparaging statements from the cats.
Needs 9 inches of dick to get through 18 inches of fat.
Ordered today at www.patreon.com/DangerCats69.
Side effects may include laughter, good times, enjoyment. Danger Cats is not responsible if you're offended. And if you are, go f*** yourself.
Kicked ass, lots of fucking laughs. We were fucking loser drunk, loser pissed, lots of fun. Yeah.
How was that for a nice little commercial, huh? Hey, we're upping the production value of the Uncle Hack podcast. You can also check out dangercatshop.com for any merchandise needs. 15% off if you use the code podcast69. That's right, podcast69. Flags, hoodies, hat. I don't know if I think hats are at live events. So all of our tickets and show links are also on there. And you can stay up to date with everything that we're getting up to comedy-wise, and check out our merchandise on the store, dangercatshop.com, and use the code podcast69. Wow, that was a horrible ad read. Anyways, back to the episode. Yeah, that's, you start seeing these guys popping up, like the Andrew Tates of the world, and they're, you get jacked up. You start hearing these guys talking this way, and it brings you back, oh man, back when we were men. You don't want to listen to the beta cuck guy, right? You don't want to listen to him. This fellow looks like he's like a librarian, he looks like he could possibly be a librarian. One of those guys, that when your girlfriend tells you, hey, my friend, my friend Krista, yeah, she's got a new boyfriend. We're gonna go for maybe a little double date with them. It's gonna be great. He's got this new brewery he wants to go to. It's like, oh, great, an IPA guy, a fucking IPA guy has 3 buttons, like one of those button downs that only has 3. The little sweater. It's always like fancy little stripes on it. Just wear a t-shirt and fucking jeans. What's wrong with that? Why? I hate that. I know I'm not the guy that should be sitting here ragging on fashion because all I wear is t-shirts with logos on them and fucking blue jeans, like an asshole. But you have your ways. You're a gentleman. You're a guy. You just want to be a guy. I don't want to sit there and talk about fucking, you just want to talk about tits. What happened why couldn't we just talk about tits amongst men? Can't do that. Some still do. And I give those men credit. I like that of gentlemen, and you let it out. You don't need to be intelligent. Why? What do we need that for? Just want to be men. Prior, I was I'm fucking ranting about, like, you need to pay attention. I'm all over the map is what I'm trying to say. I'm a moron. I'm an idiot. Don't listen to me, but I don't like listening to guys give me advice when I could beat them up. I don't know what it is. That's just like my old school mentality of like my grandfather, the men around me in my life. They're just like, you don't listen to guys that look like they get beat up by their girlfriends, that have to have civil conversations because they don't respect them enough or fear them in the slightest. So he's got to give advice, right? He's got to give advice to be like, this is how we keep it calm underneath the roof. Because, you know, Krista packs a mean right hand. She grew up with all the farm boys. And now I'm the only one that's just like listens and to whatever she says, like, fucking get up. We gotta go. I get up and go. There's no more pushback. She doesn't get into boxing fights in the living room no more. So I have to like mediate with her mentally. That's the game that they have to play, you know, where like the big burly guy that comes home from construction and he's got muscles, even if he's fat, he still has like fat boy muscle, still been lifting shit all day, right? He's still feared. He has power behind his hands. You don't want to, you know, like it's tough to look at a guy and be like, this is the relationship. Ah, yes, I'll take that. Yeah, no, I'd rather be miserable, angry. I'm taxed to death. I work too fucking hard to come down here and have like pretty much home therapy. We can't afford therapy, so we got to have it at home and listen to fucking assholes on TikTok. I'm going off today. I have had it. It's here. 31 seconds of your life is about to be gone, so prepare yourself. We'll go by step.
Is your relationship worth keeping?
See what I mean? They always do that stupid fucking like very dramatic piano music and try to tie it together with their dramatic acting. Is your relationship worth keeping? It's like, shut up and just tell us your fucking points.
Signs to know. 1, we have fun. Whether you're lying on the couch or out on a date, you're laughing and enjoying each other. 2,
wow. You have fun. Are you having fun? You still have fun? Are you having fun? Are you having fun being told that that's not where your socks go? Are you having fun watching the mindless reality TV series that she enjoys and you don't? Are you having fun? Are you having fun? I am. I'm only having fun for the reasons that I don't have balls and I don't tell her that I want to watch fucking Rambo for the 19th time on movie night. No, instead we're going to watch about my big fat fucking Asian wife or whatever the hell that movie was called. It was like where they all fly to like Singapore for an Asian wedding and she feels out of place because she's poor and their family is like really rich, filthy rich Asians or whatever the fuck it was called. I want to watch that with you, honey. I want to watch that with you. I want to shop for iframes or fucking new frames for my eyeglasses. Iframes. Thank you, Senior Chan.
You're both communicating. Yeah, so you have problems. We all got problems.
This guy's a fucking asshole. Yeah, so you all got problems. Everybody got problems. You're communicating about those problems. Now scream, yell, get it out of your system. Yell at one another. And then hopefully you can calm down and like reassess what the hell just happened, you know? You can both sit back, assess the issues that you just fucking got through anger and angst. That's what we need. We need people jacked up again. Real raw emotion instead of sitting there trying to contain it. Yell. I need to be a relationship coach. Because I'd tell fucking losers like this guy, I'd be like, listen, honey, you know what you got to do? Punch him in his fucking face. That's what you need to do. You need to punch this man in the fucking skull. And see if, like, how many times does it take for him to snap? See if there's a little bit left in him. See if his balls still work. You know? You need to communicate. You need to have a communication about how I'm wrong. That's what you need to do.
Communicate through them. That makes all the difference.
That makes all the difference. This guy sucks. You want to know why my marriage works? You want to know why my marriage works? Because when she says I want to go to the mall and spend your money that you made, even though we're barely making rent, barely making the mortgage, the power bill got cut off last month. utilities are skyrocketing because we've set it up for the past 5 months. I say yes. I communicate. Okay. You think these salmon striped sweaters with 3 buttons going up to the collar pay for themselves? No, they don't. They don't. I don't get this guy's balding like I am. I should cut my hair like that and just run around town with a 6 head. Throw on some frames. Throw on a nice set of fucking frames, some Burberry glasses. No prescription needed. I'm just out here trying to be fancy with my 3 button-up shirt and give advice to other men that just feel like, their wife could possibly beat you up.
You still get butterflies. Maybe not every day. Maybe not even every week. There are glimpses of passionate excitement. 4.
God almighty. God, there's still butterflies. You still get a little nervous, Her tits may not as perky as they were when you met her when she was 23 years old, but you're 37 now. You've been together for quite some time, 14 years. 3 of them, of which you've been deciding whether or not to get divorced. And every time she dumps out those milkers, you just remember of when those titties used to sit about 3 inches higher and had bounce. They had recoil. You'd fucking missionary and you'd watch it. It looked like a shotgun reloading when those hammers would come back down. As you're jamming your tiny little pecker and her sweet, sweet little nectar of goodness down there. That little apricot. You'd go down there and eat her pussy. Until she would. Oh, speaking of. I don't know if you can hear that. That's my girlfriend in the background cawing. She just got home. See, I still get butterflies. It's little things like that. Little things like that. I got Jack Sparrow. That's hilarious. You can hear that. I'm over here trying to be a misogynist, and I got fucking that out there making me laugh. Needless to say, I still get butterflies. I still get the butterflies. That right there gives me butterflies. I can't wait to see her big titties. All right, what's the last thing that this dickhead has to say?
We're able to be your full self, and they are allowed to be theirs. Both appreciated. And 5.
There you go. Perfect timing for that one. All you can hear is in the background. So we're able to be our full selves. Sometimes I get the masculine urge to whip my cock out at a Mac store on the South End. And I want to do that. And I can be my full self. I walk around the chip aisle just looking at some nice Cool Ranch Doritos with my just underdeveloped shaft hanging out, basketball shorts to the side. And I can be myself, and that makes her laugh. Not too many people get to experience that in their relationships, but here I sit before you with my 3 buttons on my nice little sweater. I'm about to tell you about how you can stay together. What a prick. Jesus Christ, you can be your full self. Okay? You can be your full self, gentlemen.
You look into the future, you can't imagine your life without them in it. Is your relationship?
Wow. 5 absolute hammer points on whether or not it's all going to work out for you, fellas. You can take advice from, your local craft master at the IPA store. Who's going to give you solid advice on not only which ale you can put back on a Saturday night while having a turkey cranberry sandwich on whole wheat with sprouts on it, but he will also make sure that your love life lasts forever. Wow. Give this guy what he does. No, Boozy, you got to get out of here on this one. Give this guy the fucking... That's right. That's right. That's the cheer that this man deserves. More than ever. Can you do... Jesus Christ. I never got butterflies. Instead, I got that feeling like I was finally home. And he comments, I love this. I disagree about the butterflies because feeling change and loving someone is a choice and not a feeling. Oh my God. Most times your relationship is worth keeping. It's just women in the comments too. Too late. Oh, the dude, too late. She left. Oh man. Fucking. God almighty. There you go, gentlemen. It's all going to work out. This next topic we're going to dive into. This is great. I read this today and I had myself a little bit of a giggle. All right. A little bit of a giggle with this one. All right. So it was on the Reddit thread anti-work. Okay. Anti-work. We don't want to work. A subreddit for those who want to end work, are curious about ending work, want to get the most out of a work-free life, want more information of anti-work ideas, and want personal help with their own jobs/work-related struggles, okay? A bunch of people that don't want to, just get out there and make something out of themselves. So this mother writes in, this is too much for me, and I was having a fucking blast reading it. My teen gave 2 weeks notice to start university, got fired on the spot. So my 18-year-old daughter was working at a juice store that rhymes with oyster mousse. So Booster Juice here in Canada. You could have just wrote that. You dipshit. She gave her 2 weeks notice to go back to school, and instead of keeping her on and training someone else up, they fired her in this economy. Sadly, she loved this job. She'd come home and would tell me about drawing cats on little kids' cups to make them smile. I remember back in the 90s, okay, here we go, when I gave notice at my gas station job to go to university, they congratulated me and asked questions about what I was taking and if I'd like to work over my breaks. How short-sighted are store owners these days when they can't find staff and then treat them like dirt? Well, I guess they're teaching their staff to not give any courtesy notice, the idiots. Well, okay. So your daughter's leaving in 2 weeks to go back to university, okay? People are wanting work, and I'm sure that the job would be filled within days, for those that want to get up off their ass and go and make a few dollars, put a few shillings in their pocket, right? And this university student, she had 2 weeks left. She put in her 2 weeks like a good girl. Okay. Now I can sympathize with the store owner. It's like, well, why the fuck? Listen, first off, we all know, right? We all know when the job is about to end. You put in your 2 weeks notice. How many times have you just not gave a fuck? Why deal with that? Why deal with the fact that you're not going to give a shit? I'm not saying that this girl is like that, but there's been many moments in my job history where I've had a job that I didn't necessarily like, and I knew that it was coming to an end. And your last day, what do? You fuck around. So why? In this economy, it's correct. In this economy, what the fuck do you want? You want somebody who's going to fuck around for 2 weeks? No, you want to get rid of them. Get some fresh meat in there, some eagerness, some pep in the step, somebody that actually the first 2 weeks you give a shit. You're trying to learn the job, but then you realize the environment. You get a feel for it. The bosses, your coworkers, what the job is like, what you need to do at the job, what's the bare minimum and what's the maximum. And then you find that smooth spot right in between. That just perfect little zone where you're not doing too much, but you're not doing too little. So you got a little bit of time. Now, when it comes down to the last 2 weeks of having your job, it is strictly bare minimum, right? It is strictly bare minimum. But secondly, why? I guarantee you this is a fucking white woman. This is a fucking white woman. All right. If the teenager isn't going to take time out of her, they're just like, whatever, I got 2 weeks off before I go to university. It gives me time to stretch out, get ready. figure out what I got to do for my classes, where I'm going to stay, where I'm going to live, get moved in, get settled. Am I leaving town? Do I have to travel? Now you got a little bit more time. But mom took it upon herself. I remember back in the 90s, back when before I went to... These fucking millennial parents. These Gen X, like, millennial parents suck. All of you. You fucking blow. You're annoying. Every little inconvenience just has to be aired on the internet. And then you pass it down to your children who now think that it's appropriate that every little bump in their road, they have to make a fucking TikTok about it. Every little thing, every little problem that they have, they got to air it out. They got to just put it out on the internet and hope to God that people respond and give them some sort of pat on the back. It's going to be okay. You want us to try and cancel that place for you? This mob mentality that gangs up and they're like, fucking, what you fired that girl with John Katz on the booster juice cups for? She put in her 2 weeks trying to be a good employee. Fucking no more John Katz. This is great. Edit. My kid commented below. I'm reproducing it here as it's impossible to find any comment now. Sorry, I cannot answer all they've blown up. Hi, I'm the kid. My mom told me it was blowing up and I thought that was pretty cool. So I decided to say some things. First of all, I want to say thank you. While it does suck, I really did enjoy my time at Oyster Moose, especially drawing cats on kids' cups. To be honest, they weren't very good, but I had this little 3-year-old girl who always asked for them, so it was pretty lovely. Don't worry, I've told my coworkers what a cat cup means. She will get her little cat cups. I see a lot of people talking about how I learned a valuable lesson, but to be honest, I will still probably continue giving 2 weeks notice. Not for the company, but for my coworkers. They are my friends. Thank you all for the well wishes, and I'm going to have a lovely time in university and keep drawing cats, of course. Oh my God. She's not eligible for unemployment as it was a part-time summer job. Not enough hours. There it is. Oh, now we're getting to the bottom of it. Also, I know oyster doesn't rhyme with booster. Thank you. Moose does not rhyme with juice, though I can't keep up with the comments. But thanks to everyone, we've had a lot of fun turning this situation into a common learning experience. And then she goes to Rhyme Zone, and I guess booster does rhyme with oyster. Oh my God, I take it back. A valuable lesson. The valuable lesson that we can learn today is this: if there's even the slightest inconvenience with your job and your job doesn't care about you because you're working part-time hours, and instead of you giving your 2 weeks notice, they just fire you, and then they're able to put in a full-time employee because you're a part-time employee, that this is the valuable lesson that needs to be learned. You don't matter. They don't care. Nobody gives a shit. But now you want to take your little problem, put it on Reddit, so that way the anti-work group can go dive in on a bunch of low-life losers that don't even work part-time. I love like that. I love just stacking that. You know, what do? You sit on Reddit all day being a fucking part-time loser? Is that what you're doing? You being a part-time asshole? You're over here just being a fucking knob kiss? Huh? Is that what you're up to? You think you're Dr. Cool? Sitting around just adding to everybody's problems, just writing up your little fucking Reddit comments. That's always, what are you doing sitting in your mom's basement playing on the computer? I always love that one. That one's, it's like every blue collar dude's first thing when they see like a nerd, pimply faced nerd, looks like a World of Warcraft. What do? You probably just sit there and play fucking computer games in your mom's basement like a pansy, don't you? We all learned a valuable lesson. Now, did you learn a valuable lesson from this? That when you put in your 2 weeks as a concrete finisher, that you can just quit that day. Don't put it in. Why put in your 2 weeks? Why put in your 2 weeks notice? Instead they fired you right on the spot. Well, she should have been eligible for unemployment. Everybody running for their ideas. Firing on the spot makes no sense. It makes them short-staffed, and it's not like a juice store has any major trade secrets they're trying to protect. Jesus. I love the comment section. We'll read a few. Let's go up. Small business owners are some of the most rude and entitled people on the planet. No matter how sickly sweet they are to customers, they often treat their employees like slaves. They hate their employees because employee pay is their number one expenditure, and they think they deserve 100% of the profits simply by merit of owning the business. Most small business owners are owners because they lack the emotional maturity to take any sort of instruction or criticism, not because they possess any sort of acumen. Well, parts that I can agree with. I get any sort of criticism. Actually, I could take criticism quite well. In fact, I enjoy reading some of the comments down below when people are shitting on me. So if I am the roast battle champion, as you can see, roast battle champion. I've heard horrific things in my life. All right, we'll move on from this. I've heard horrific things in my life. One being the funniest is I was a young lad. And then like to some, this isn't funny. This is actually like, whoa, what the hell is going on over there? But I was like 16, 17. Me and my father didn't quite see eye to eye. We had this argument one time about a truck being sold, and we were arguing about it. There's more to it, but we don't need to get into the logistics. I'm not about to be one of these people that air my shit online and hope to God that some saviors hop in the comments section to prop me up and make me feel like I'm a good person, or they come to my rescue and possibly help me try and shut down that so-called business and run it into the fucking ground. But I remember there was a time where my father, he was like, you know what? You're nothing but a useless cunt. And I was like, whoa. Well, this escalated quickly, and it was a fucking... I still laugh at it. At the time, when you're a young man and you hear about that, like now, older, I get a giggle off of it. I get a laugh. It's a little bit of a funny ha-ha. For some, it's like, holy shit, what the fuck kind of nonsense went around in your family? And that's the product of a broken home, okay? It's a product of a broken home. Now, do I lack emotional maturity? 100%. I still think that I don't see a problem with calling one another faggots. Is that lacking emotional maturity? It quite possibly could. I don't really... Oh, fuck. This is the one thing that I wanted to talk about. So I did a show there the other night, and it's in a room where you can smoke marijuana in, right? And I'm working on a few new bits. I got some new material, and then one I'm working out, there's a black guy in the crowd, and I was like, hey, man, let me ask you something. Is there, like, any appropriate time that a white guy could say the N-word? Like, any time. Singing, if there's a song, let's say I'm a huge Snoop Dogg fan. Can I let one rip while singing the song? There's no malicious intent behind the words. I'm just I'm mimicking. In my head, I wish I was Snoop Dogg rapping those lyrics in the music video, And then, of fucking course, some cracker in the background always has to put in their 2 fucking cents when the topic of race is on the forefront. Actually, no, there's never an appropriate time. I was like, oh, yes, of course. It was like, you know what? You want to know why we're hated? That right there. Because you couldn't keep your fucking mouth shut for 10 seconds. 10 seconds to let him answer the question. He was just about to speak, and the old white savior, the old white knight, actually, I'll take care of this, fellas. I got it from here. Everybody calm down, okay? And this fucking cucklord has to go and, there's never an appropriate time to say it. I was talking to him. What made you think that you know the answer to that question? Huh? What makes you think you know the answer to that question? What are you trying to be, a little ally? You trying to be cool in front of the black people and be like, look at guys, hey, can I come to the barbecue? Huh? You see what I did right here? You see what I did? In fact, they don't want you there more. You wonder why? Some black people just hate white people because you can't give them a fucking second to talk. I asked him, this guy, we're locked eyes, question loaded, delivered. There was no rebound, no fucking ricochet. It didn't hit here and ended up in the hands of old fucking Cracker Jones behind him. Nope. Completely directed at the man in front of me. And this dipshit just said, I think I'm going to intercept that question and attempt to run it to the end zone. And did he did he fail? Yes. What did you think I was going to do? Oh, okay, buddy. Yeah, you got it. You fucking nerd. Get the hell out of here. Christ almighty. See, this is exactly why. I just found that hilarious. Anyways, I had to get that off my chest. We will see you next week with another episode. Stand-up dates down in the description down below. Like, share, subscribe. If you're listening to iTunes, please leave a review. That'd be great. That'd be lovely of you. If you're in Edmonton on the 25th and 28th, please come on down to the comic strip and check out me and Brett Forte getting at it again. But anyways, we will see you next week, Thursday at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time here on YouTube, iTunes, and Spotify.